Hello, my name is Peter Kaberia. I am a statistician working at the African Population and Health Research Center, where I support the Countdown Initiative projects. In this short video, I'm going to take us through the CD 2030 Shiny app. So to be able to use the CD 2030 RAMCA analytical tool, you need to install R as well as RStudio.
When you open R, sometimes you find that this is the view that you see, and this is your console here. We start with checking whether our system has DevTools, and after loading it, then now I run this code that's going now to download this package, and then it starts downloading the package. So now once we have our package downloaded, what we want is now to load it using the library call command. Then we do that. Now after doing that, now I can be able to now type dashboard, and you can see it's dashboard which is coming from the CD 2030 package. So I type dashboard and have it like that. Then I run this code. It launches onto my browser here, and this is the view that you get to see.
Continuing the datasets ready, then when you come to the app, then this is how the app looks like after launching. And this shows all the analytical steps that you're going to take and the outputs that are going to be generated. The first one, this is the introduction bit, and we also have the load data button. It allows you to load the health facility data. So once you upload the data, if it has any issues, it will throw an error here, but here we can see it has been successful. If there's an error, also we have a documentation on common errors and how you can be able to resolve them. As it's structured, you start with the quality checks as you move downwards. The first one being the reporting rates, and you can also be able to see the outputs. On this dashboard body, you can see all the various options on how you can be able to set the indicator that you want to check for with the admin levels. And then it's the same for outlier detection. It follows the same thing. You can be able to set your indicators, the admin level, internal consistency. It's the same approach. And you will also be able to do for the quality checks as well as data completeness, and you're able to calculate ratios as well as get the final output for this section, which is the overall score. Then you also have the option of removing years for data that is incomplete or the quality is implausible to continue conducting analysis on the same. You can be able to select the year for which you want to remove the data. Then after that, you move now to the data adjustment tab, and here you are able to adjust the data depending on the reporting rate that have been submitted. You can be able to adjust the data. After now you completed your data adjustment, you can be able now to proceed to data adjustment changes, where you will be able to see now the changes that have been effected depending on the adjustment that you have made. For the adjustment, the K factor has been put as 0 as the default, but can be adjusted for any value that the team deems right. And then you move now to the analysis setup, where you have, again, you need to put all these values to continue with your analysis. More information regarding what these values are and where you can be able to find them. You can also get all this detailed information using the Get Help function. These values, you can be able to get them from the guidebook. Then you also have the upload survey folder, and in this section here, what we do have is we need to upload now all the data sets, and this one is for UN estimates, which we will find within the UN folder. And then you click on that, you upload. And then you also have the UN mortality data, so upload that. And we have UNIC, which also get there and upload. And then upload finally the survey data, which we upload as a folder. And once you've been able to do that, we have a section here where you will be able to come and map these regions using the health facility data. And then once you're done with that, now you proceed with your analysis. And after putting all this, mapping all these things and uploading all these data sets, now you can proceed to the analysis section. And you start with the national analysis. Here you are able to, again, get your outputs at the national level. And you can be able to see all the outputs here for the indicators that you want. More details regarding The interpretation of the outputs that you're seeing here can be found from the guidebook, which again you can get from the Get Help button over here. If you click this, it leads you to the specific page on the national coverage. So again, we also have the global coverage target. You are also able to come and get these outputs again from this section. Then the family planning analysis. Here, at this point here, we have an option to upload the data, and this is now from the FPET data that is within the country folder that has been shared. When you upload that, it also gives you this output. And then you also have the national inequality. Again, the analysis guidelines can be able to help you to know how to interpret this, and you can be able to generate the outputs both at the one level or at the district level. And then something worth noting is the denominators here. You cannot be able to change these denominators as you had already selected them at the denominator selection. Should you want to change the denominator of choice, as here where we have the maternal as well where we have the vaccination being Penta 1 and maternal being ANC 1, if you go back to denominator selection again and you want to change that, you can be able to change, say for example, if I wanted for maternal denominator, I want to have it as DHS2, if that's the denominator I want. If now I come again to the analysis and I'm able to look at the coverage, you'll see the denominator has changed. So this is it can only be changed at the denominator selection tab. So now you proceed with your analysis for the subnational mapping. Here you can be able to generate maps for coverage. And if you don't select a year, you get maps for all the years. And you can also have the option of choosing which indicator you want to show coverage distribution for. And then equity assessment, again, this is also done, and within the analysis option, you can be able to select the type of equity analysis that you want to see. Could be by area or maternal education or wealth quintiles. Then you proceed to subnational analysis, and subnational analysis is the same as national analysis, but then done at the subnational level. And for this one, you can also be able to select the level, again, whether you want to do it for the districts or for admin 1 level. And if you choose for admin 1 level, you will be able to select which admin 1 level you want to focus on. Then it's the same, again, you can check on the inequality for the subnational, as well as the global coverage targets, and be able to see the outputs. Again, on the lower level, you can see a tab which is showing the subnational units meeting targets. This one helps you to now focus for areas that you're interested in, and for a specific year that you can be able to see for regions or subnational units that have met the global coverage target. After that, now we move to the mortality, and this one contains institutional mortality analysis, where you're able to see for all these indicators, the outputs. Again, the interpretation can be found within the guideline linked here. Then we also have mortality mapping and mortality completeness. These are all these outputs and their interpretation. And then you proceed to the service utilization, where you will do both for national level as well as the subnational level. And again, the various indicators that you can be able to analyze are also indicated here. Then the final bit is now on the health system performance, where now we can be able to look at the health system analysis, both at the national level within the National Health System tab. Then you can proceed and do the same for the subnational health system. And then afterwards, then you can be able to come and compare these health systems within this tab. Then the other thing that you can also be able to do now is the final one is the public and private share analysis. And once also you click on that tab, it shows you there's a folder. In this section now, there's a data set that you need to upload. And now when you go back to folder, you'll find there's a folder for public and private share. Then you can be able to click on that as well and upload the specific folder. For more details on how to use the app as well as interpret the outputs that are generated, scan the QR code shown here and to get the guidebook.